The following is a presentation of RMG Sports, award-winning championship television.
Powerboat Superleague's 2013 season has been filled with heart-pounding excitement as the world's best drivers continue to fight for their series title. Today, the eyes of the powerboat racing world fall on the city of Huntington, West Virginia, and the waters of the Ohio River as the season reaches its midway point. Which driver will leave West Virginia with their series points lead and be one step closer to the championship? It's time to find out as Powerboat Superleague racing from Huntington starts now. Race fans, welcome to the banks of the Ohio River in beautiful Huntington, West Virginia, where Powerboat Superleague returns to Harris Riverfront Park for the 2013 Huntington Classic. Hello again, everyone. Alongside of my broadcast partner, Mike Tilton, I'm Jared Romsberg. So happy to be back in Huntington for what is sure to be another fantastic event. Fans have come from far and wide and are packing the hillside at Harris Riverfront Park as we welcome you to the City of Huntington pre-race show. Huntington, West Virginia, come see what we're all about. Huntington is the third stop in 2013 for Powerboat Superleague's Formula 2 Series. Race 1 was on the Tennessee River in Knoxville. 80 Brent Dillard led the field off the dock with 20 Ashton Rinker and 34 Jeff Reno in tow. The field exploded off of the dock as these three rocketed into turn 3 at well over 100 miles per hour. Rinker stayed attached to Dillard's hip as they went through the turns, but the 80 boat would come out of turn 4 with the lead. Soon, third place Jeff Reno had to contend with Tennessee's own Mark Proffitt. Proffitt cut Reno off in the turn and took the third place slot. Then Rob Antonio brought the Bubba Burger 33 alongside of Reno to fight for fourth. These two put on a side-by-side show that wowed the fans all along Volunteer Landing as they blasted around the course at 105 miles per hour. Antonio hugged the buoys in turns 3 and 4, moved the Bubba Burger boat around Jeff the Jet, and disappeared on the horizon with fourth. In the waning laps of the race, 27 Mark Proffitt had caught up with our second-place driver, 20 Ashton Rinker. Rinker had the inside line and fought hard to keep the Marine Contractors boat back in third. Their fighting allowed the Dillard Financial Services 80 boat to extend his lead, and Brent Dillard won the Formula 2 season opener in Knoxville. Race 2 was what many call the Indy 500 of powerboat racing, the EQT Pittsburgh Three Rivers Regatta. As always, a mammoth crowd lined both sides of the Allegheny River to see the race's defending winner and series champ, 10 Terry Rinker, explode off of the dock with the lead. Much to Rinker's surprise, Dillard stayed right in his hip pocket as the field launched down the Allegheny under the Fort Duquesne Bridge and into turn 3. Terry Rinker had the inside line and used it to his advantage in the turns, keeping Dillard in second. The battle for third heated up immediately as the third driver in Team Amsoil, rookie Rob Rinker, came up alongside of 34 Jeff Reno. Reno won in Pittsburgh in 2009 and combined horsepower with experience racing on the Allegheny to keep Rob Rinker in his rearview mirrors. The veteran Reno was able to keep the rookie at bay, but Rob Rinker eventually grabbed the inside line and then powered by his fellow Floridian as they fought along the front stretch in front of the tens of thousands of awestruck fans. Rinker then set his sights on the second-place 80 Dillard Financial Solutions boat of Brent Dillard. Dillard slowed going into turn 3, and Rob Rinker pounced at the chance. Dillard kept it together and held on to the inside line through turn 4. Rob Rinker lined up with the South Carolinian, and these two young guns put on a side-by-side show that won't soon be forgotten in Steeltown. Rob Rinker literally flew the Amsoil 30 across the top of the Allegheny in his pursuit of Dillard. Rob Rinker would give 100%, but it just wasn't enough as Dillard held on to the second-place slot. This battle was great for the spectators and for our leader, as Terry Rinker was able to build up a huge lead, and he went on to earn his third consecutive win in Pittsburgh. So with the season at its midway point in Huntington, the Formula 2 Championship points race is hot. Brent Dillard is our points leader, but a wreck in the World Championships will keep him out of the Huntington race. With Dillard out, Ashton Rinker is looking to move up, and Mike Tilton has caught up with him in the pits.
Ashton, kind of a good weekend for you. You're sitting second in points, and our points leader's not here due to wrecking his boat. You could actually leapfrog into first place with a good finish this weekend.
Yeah, it's unfortunate with what happened with Brett Dillard not being able to make it here. I really definitely wish he was. But we're just going to keep on pushing with Amsoil. I mean, I have other things I need to worry about than getting the series points and winning it. I have my brother I have to race against. I have Mark Profit, and I have my dad, of course. But right now, it's going to be a difficult weekend. My crew chief's not here. My beautiful fiance is not here to help me out, but I do have my best friend from the Marine Corps, Anthony Mormon, here to help me out. So he's filling in the spot. He's doing a phenomenal job today.
Well, good luck this afternoon.
Thank you.
Mike, Ashton, thank you. Race fans, don't go anywhere. We have so much more from the 2013 Huntington Classic when we come back right after this.
This presentation of Powerboat Superleague Racing at the 2013 Huntington Classic is brought to you by the Cabell Huntington Convention and Visitors Bureau, highlighting Huntington, Barboursville, and Milton, the western gateway to West Virginia. Eco First, responsible environmental solutions for today's complex problems. The Cabell County Commission, Cabell County, West Virginia. We invite you to visit. By Waterways Council. Learn more at waterwayscouncil.org. And by the City of Huntington, Huntington, West Virginia. Come see what we're all about. This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by TPG Marine, America's finest freight harborer.
Race fans, welcome back to the beautiful city of Huntington, West Virginia, as we are getting ready for Powerboat Superleague Racing at the 2013 Huntington Classic. Tens of thousands of fans have come to Huntington for Powerboat Superleague Racing, as well as the many, many other events that make up the Huntington Classic. A new event for 2013 was the addition of the Waterways Expo at Harris Riverfront Park. Fans gathered at the event to get information and to learn more about the many opportunities offered by our inland waterways system. A virtual who's who in the waterways industry was on hand meeting fans, answering questions, and helping them better understand how vital our inland waterways are to our economy. Huntington is America's largest inland port, and it was fitting that the industry chose this city for this inaugural event. The expo brought fun to the shores and to the water in Huntington, as AEP's towboat, the Mike Wiesen, was moored along the Ohio River for tours. Fans got to go aboard and take a look around as the crew was on hand to answer questions and to show off one of the best boats in AEP's fleet. With a combination of fun and education, the first ever Waterways Expo was a fantastic success for the fans and companies involved.
Well, we have a wonderful opportunity to showcase the importance of the waterways for everybody in the country, and certainly everybody in this region where we're having a race. The waterways provide wonderful jobs for all kinds of people in all kinds of industries, and we've showcased some of those today with some names that are familiar to a lot of people. AEP, Marathon, even our small company, TPG Marine, provides jobs and good work on the waterways.
In addition to everything going on in and around Harris Riverfront Park, the streets of Huntington were overflowing as the West Virginia Hot Dog Festival was in full swing. Hungry fans were treated by vendors from far and wide who came to Huntington to show off their own specialty hot dog recipes and toppings. In addition to the great food, there was a classic car show, plenty of great music, tons of family fun in Huntington, and what would a hot dog festival be without a hot dog eating contest? The best appetites came to Huntington, but Woodrow Lewis took home the title for the second consecutive year. And powerboat racing fans were treated to a different type of racing. Wiener dog races were a huge hit at this year's West Virginia Hot Dog Festival. Huntington offered something for everyone in the family, and this year's Huntington Classic was a huge boon to the local economy.
Well, it's absolutely millions of dollars of economic impact. This is huge for us to be on a scale, on a stage with other cities like Pittsburgh and Cincinnati and Memphis and Louisville and Knoxville. What I keep saying to folks right here is that you can get there from here.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. We can't wait to come back to Huntington. Now let's get back to the racing and bring you up to speed with the Formula 3 series of Powerboat Superleague. As with the Formula 2 series, race 1 for 2013 was in Knoxville, Tennessee, where we saw three-time series champion 44 Sam LaBanco take off with the lead, with 16 Carol Reno in tow. Lurking in third was 2012 Rookie of the Year 58 Jeff Cresciano. With only 4 laps remaining, Cresciano came up and rammed his way alongside of Carol Reno to fight for second. Cresciano grabbed the inside line and would take the second place slot in the turns. The 44 disappeared with the lead in the race and in the series championship points as Sam LaBanco won the Formula 3 feature race in race 1 in Knoxville. Race 2 was in Pittsburgh, where our points leader would be out of the race before it started. Sam LaBanco hit some debris in the water in qualifying and was out of the race. 58 Jeff Cresciano was on the pole when they blasted off of the dock. Mike Hooper in the 52 Black Magic boat took an early lead as they passed the commitment buoy. But Cresciano held his line and roared up on the inside. Fans in Pittsburgh loved the early side-by-side battle for the lead. Cresciano took off, and Hooper had to deal with 64 Toby Hood as he came up to fight with the Magic Man for second. Hooper put Hood in his rearview mirror and put a radar lock on the leader, Cresciano, as they flew across the top of the Allegheny. Hood would come up alongside of Hooper to challenge for second again, but the Magic Man said hocus pocus and disappeared with the runner-up slot. Hood was the local favorite in the race and wanted that podium finish, but he would have to keep an eye on his mirrors because the Iron Maiden, Carol Reno, was rocketing up in fourth. Reno, the only woman driver in the fleet, was another local favorite in Pittsburgh, but it was Jeff Cresciano's day as he went on to score his first career Powerboat Superleague victory, leading every lap and lapping all but one of the boats in the fleet that day, taking home a huge win in Pittsburgh. Today in Huntington, we're experiencing high winds and rough waters on the Ohio, and Powerboat Superleague officials were forced to call the Formula 3 feature race. Since she qualified first, she'll finish first, as Carol Reno has been awarded the Formula 3 race victory here at the 2013 Huntington Classic. Here's Mike with our winner.
Well, Carol, by virtue of winning here at the Huntington Classic 2013, you now have the points lead going into the race in Rising Sun. How does that feel?
That feels great. I've never been the points leader in an APR race, and I've been racing for many years. And hopefully my sponsors, Everglades Seasoning and Klockner Metal, are proud of me.
Well, I know your husband's proud of you, and he was out there rooting for you the whole time. He was shaking.
Yeah, that's what he told me. He couldn't believe that. And with the last heat, or the finals, I'm sorry, was awesome. Dan Button was giving me a hard time.
Well, I was proud to call you the points leader. Good luck at the next event.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
Mike Carroll thanks. Carol Reno is now just the second woman in the 27-year history of Powerboat Superleague to lead in the points. Rookie Jeff Vasco moves up to second. Race fans grab a quick snack. We'll try to start our Formula 2 program in Huntington right after this.
This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by EcoFirst, responsible environmental solutions for today's complex problems.
Race fans, welcome back to the 2013 Huntington Classic, where we're being treated to a vintage powerboat show on the Ohio. Powerboat Superleague officials have deemed the waters too unsafe to race, so let's take a look back at our 2012 race. 11, Donnie Lick earned the pole position, but it was 10, Terry Rinker, who took off with the lead when the fleet launched from the dock. 33, Rob DeNicolantonio came up to fight for second, but his fight almost ended in disaster as his boat went airborne on the first lap of the 30-lap event. A few laps later, DeNicolantonio and Lick were at it again with a 33 on the inside. This time, Lick pulled ahead and slammed the door, but when DeNicolantonio went into the turn, he made contact with Dana Toms and almost rolled the Bubba Burger 33 boat over. Both Tom's and DeNicolantonio's boats were damaged, and they brought out the caution as they limped back to the pits. This would send the fleet back to the dock for the restart. As they flew into turns 1 and 2, Donnie Lick deflated a buoy as he tried to get by Terry Rinker for the lead. Then behind them, 27, Mark Profit, powered by the 97 of Dan Orchard on the inside, taking the third place slot from the Canadian. As we approach the end of the race, Profit moved alongside of both Donnie Lick and the lapped boat of Del Hook to rocket by on the outside and take the second place slot. But there weren't enough laps left for Profit to catch up to Terry Rinker, and he went on to win last year's F2 race in Huntington. Mike Tilton is now standing by in the pits with our defending winner, Mike.
Terry, coming into Huntington in 2013, you're the defending champion, so a lot riding on this event. What did you learn from last year that you can carry over into 2013?
Well, the Ohio River here in Huntington can be devastating on your equipment, and you got to prepare for the rough water and be able to drive across it and do the best to keep your boat up on top of it to stay from falling in them holes and causing you a lot of havoc.
Well, coming in this year, you're fourth in points, and you got your two sons just chasing you all over that race course. It's got to be something special to come race against your sons in a great place like Huntington.
Yeah, I mean, this Huntington venue is just excellent. The people here in the city is really behind the race. It's great to come here every year and, have the boys out there racing with me on the AMSOIL team. We're fighting tooth and nail. Unfortunately, I missed the first race, so I gave them a little head start. But, I'll keep clawing my way back up on them and keep them on their toes.
Well, good luck this weekend, Terry.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike.
Race fans, the drivers are headed to their boats, and if we can get the winds to calm down, we're going to go racing in Huntington right after this.
This segment of Powerboat Superleague Racing is brought to you by the Cabell Huntington Convention and Visitors Bureau, highlighting Huntington, Barbersville, and Milton, the western gateway to West Virginia.
Race fans, welcome back to Huntington, West Virginia, where it's a great day to fly kites, but not to race boats. We are still under a weather delay due to rough water and high winds, so the powerboat drivers came out to greet the fans, sign autographs, get some pictures taken. Huntington's fans are the best, as they have been waiting patiently here at Harris Riverfront Park. Everyone wanted to put on some kind of a show for the fans. Race officials deemed the front stretch safe to race on since there was a tailwind there, so they decided to run the first ever bracket drag racing in Powerboat Superleague history. Round 1 saw Jeff Reno defeat Tom Ludwig. Mark Profit got by Jerry Gwynn in the second race. The third race saw Rob Rinker, the rookie, get by Dana Toms. The fourth race saw Terry Rinker, a defending winner in Huntington, get by Rob DeNicolantonio. And Terry's son, Ashton Rinker, got by Donnie McDowell in the last race of the round. This was single elimination, win and you're in, lose and you cruise. So Jeff Reno, by virtue of having the fastest time, got a bye in the second round. Round 1 saw Mark Profit in the near lane, Rob Rinker in the far lane. Both of them exploded off of the dock. Rob Rinker lifted his boat up out of the water, and Mark Profit went on to win, but he was in the wrong lane. So they said, hey, how about best out of 3? So they switched lanes, got things lined up. This time it was Profit having trouble off of the line, and Rob Rinker kept the hammer down and won by about a boat length at the line. So these two would line up one more time. The winner of this round would move on to the semifinal round. Rob Rinker in the near side, Mark Profit in the far side, and this time it was Mark Profit exploding off the line and taking the Marine Contractors 27 to victory and moving on to the semifinal round. The next race, it was father versus son. Terry Rinker in the black AMSOIL 10 in the far lane, son Ashton Rinker in the white AMSOIL 20 in the near lane. Dad seemed to have it, but Ashton poured it on at the end and got by the line ahead of his dad Terry and advanced to the semifinal round. In addition to beating his dad, Ashton Rinker was the fastest of all racers, so he gets a bye as we move into the semifinal round. So the semifinal round saw Jeff Reno in the far lane, Mark Profit in the near lane. Both of them came off the line superbly, but it was Mark Profit jamming the throttle at the end and rocketing by the jet to move into the final round to take on Ashton Rinker here in Huntington. The fans at Harris Riverfront Park were on their feet, loving this impromptu racing on the Ohio that saw Ashton Rinker and Mark Profit take off in the final round. Ashton Rinker had a good run, but it was Mark Profit once again coming through in the end and winning this race. But they said, hey, how about best out of 3? Mark Profit says, no problem, let's switch lanes. And they did. Mark Profit, Ashton Rinker exploded off the line, but once again, it was Jacksboro, Tennessee's Mark Profit and the Marine Contractors 27 taking home the win and winning the first ever bracket drag racing in Powerboat Superleague's 27-year history. Fans, we've got them lined up at the dock. If Mother Nature will cooperate, we're going to go racing in Huntington right after this.
This presentation of Powerboat Superleague Racing at the 2013 Huntington Classic was brought to you by the City of Huntington, Huntington, West Virginia. Come see what we're all about. Waterways Council. Learn more at waterwayscouncil.org. Eco First. Responsible environmental solutions for today's complex problems. By the Cabell County Commission. Cabell County, West Virginia. We invite you to visit. And by the Cabell Huntington Convention and Visitors Bureau, highlighting Huntington, Barboursville, and Milton, the western gateway to West Virginia.
Race fans, welcome back to Huntington, West Virginia, where the winds here have not let up, and Powerboat Superleague officials have called today's Formula 2 race due to foul weather. This means our bracket racing winner, Mark Profit, has been crowned the feature winner here at the 2013 Huntington Classic. We welcome you to the Cabell County Commission post-race show. Cabell County, West Virginia, we invite you to visit. Mike Tilton is standing by with our third place finisher. Mike.
Jeff Reno, third place in the first Super League drag race ever. It was a lot of fun for the fans. How was it from your perspective?
Well, at first I wasn't sure about it, but then I looked at the track and I says I can do this, and I got to make quite a few passes.
Formula 2 rookie Rob Rinker finished one slot ahead of his dad, Terry Rinker, in the official results. Now Mike Tilton is standing by with another Rinker who finished second. Mike.
So we did some drag racing, and you did pretty good. Got a second place finish in drag racing, but you had some tough competition out there.
Yeah, at first I really wasn't too happy about doing the drag stuff. I wanted to do some real racing, but went out there, had some fun, gave the fans a show. That's what I wanted to do, and I beat my dad, so I'm pretty happy about that. But I guess me and Mark are 1 for 1 now.
Brent Dillard's breathing a sigh of relief from Dalzell, South Carolina. Despite missing this race, he still holds on to the points lead. Here's Mike with our winner here in Huntington. Mike.
Mark Profit, you come into Huntington and a little bit of bad weather, so we go to drag racing. Nobody's ever done it before, but now you're the first official Powerboat Superleague drag racing champion.
Yeah, there was kind of a different scenario than what we wanted, but we wanted to make a show for the crowd, and we pulled it off.
Well, speaking about the crowd, what do you think about these people here in Huntington?
Oh, obviously they love boat racing, and they like to see anything go fast on the water.
Well, you had a couple of good competitors out there with the Rinker clan. They threw every Rinker that they had at you, and you cleaned their clocks.
Oh, yeah, both Rinkers. Rob Rinker, we run 2 out of 3 with him, and he was probably my toughest competitor. But when I seen Ashton beat his dad, Terry, I got worried about Ashton, too.
Race fans, despite the curveball Mother Nature threw at us, we had a blast in Huntington and cannot wait to come back in 2014 and showcase all of the fantastic events offered by the Huntington Classic. Congratulations again to our Formula 3 winner in Huntington, Carol Reno, and to our Formula 2 winner in Huntington, Mark Profit. On behalf of Mike Tilton and the entire RMG Sports crew, I'm Jared Romsberg. Until 2014, race fans, we'll see you on the water.